The biggest mistake I see riders making is they want to get their horse around and they basically just start kicking their horse forward and pulling on both their reins, and it really doesn't work this way. Hello, in today's video we are talking about connection. Connection is one of the hardest things I think for all riders and for all horses to figure out. So in today's video I'm going to give you a couple steps that you need to do to improve your connection. The reason we're talking about connection today is because my masterclass, the Training Scale Masterclass, is currently open for enrollment. Imagine getting on and having a plan. Imagine getting on and knowing exactly what to do. Imagine making progress in your riding every single day. Training a horse is a partnership of trust and harmony. It's about bringing out the innate knowledge and athleticism in your horse. In order to achieve this, you must have a consistent, actionable training plan that works. This is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you inside my brand new step-by-step program, the Training Scale Masterclass. This revolutionary new program will enable you to train your horse from any level to any level every single time. I'm here to help you crack the code and learn the system that all the top trainers are using to train horse after horse to the top. The training scale is made up of 6 key elements: rhythm, suppleness, connection, impulsion, straightness, and collection. You start at the bottom and work your way up to the top. Each level of the training scale is an essential ingredient to correctly train your horse. The Training Scale Masterclass is designed to teach you everything that you need to know about the training scale and how to apply it to your horse. You will have a plan, you will have a system, and you will know exactly what you need to do to make progress. The course includes 4 components to guarantee your success. Number 1, I will be doing detailed theory lectures on each level of the training scale. 2, you will learn step-by-step exercises for each level of the training scale. Learn exactly the aids you need to apply and when to do each exercise. 3, submit your videos to me during office hours. I will give you individual feedback and tell you exactly what you should be doing with your horse. 4, community support. Join the private Facebook group to share your experience with others. The course includes a total of 3 months of support. It's kind of like being in training with me for 3 months. Imagine what you could accomplish. Whether your goal is to compete and move up the levels, or you simply want to enjoy your horse, this course is for you. The Training Scale course will make you a thinking rider. Plus, the course comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you have lifetime access to the content. This system works for me. I use it on every single horse I ride and train, whether it's a green horse or a Grand Prix horse. It works for me, and I know it will work for you. Simply click the link below and get instant access to the course. Have a plan, solve your problems, and make progress in your riding every single day. The training scale is your formula to success. Connection is the 3rd level of the training scale. So today I'm going to show you how to use rhythm and suppleness to establish connection. And to clarify, just a quick bit of theory and terminology that's really important. Contact is the relationship between your elbow and your horse's mouth. So that's contact. Connection refers to the whole circuit of energy. So from the hind leg through the back and into your hand, and also through your seat. So it really is the circle of energy between you and your horse. When we talk about connection, it's about getting your horse to engage and use their whole top line. And when your horse is connected, that's when you're able to ride nice, smooth, seamless transitions, and you're able to develop expression with harmony and balance. So it's that amazing feeling of when you and your horse are moving together as one, and there's a lot of energy in your horse, but you feel perfectly in control and safe. Good boy. Okay. So the first thing if you say, oh my gosh, Amelia, my connection is just terrible and my horse isn't round, or maybe there's kind of 2 big things that happen. Either horses want to be hollow and above the bit, so like they just have their head straight up, or they're curling behind the bit. Either one of those things, you're not going to be able to get a good connection. But step number 1 to getting connection is rhythm with energy and tempo. So that is the base of the training scale. Before you even start worrying about your connection, I'm going to go ahead up to the trot because it's easier to demonstrate this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think about the rhythm. So the trot rhythm is a 1-2 beat. The horse's feet are landing in diagonal pairs. The best way to find the rhythm is to count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you want your rhythm to have energy and tempo. So tempo is about the frequency of the footfalls. I feel like his tempo is a tiny bit too slow. In general, with a horse who can be a little more laid back, you want to increase the tempo. And with a horse that's too hot, you want to take just a tick off the tempo. So if you're struggling with connection, step number 1 is rhythm with energy and tempo. And as you're feeling your rhythm, you are thinking about establishing a steady contact. Remember, contact is different than connection, but basically I'm just taking the slack out of the rein. So I'm just not expecting him to be round or anything. I'm just feeling a steady contact in my left rein and in my right rein. So now I have rhythm with energy and tempo. I have contact. Next step to getting connection is bending him. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. You have to have your horse bending left and right, because that is lateral suppleness. Suppleness is the second level of the training scale. So you have to have lateral suppleness before you can get connection. So how am I going to get lateral suppleness? I'm going to start working circles and serpentines and adding the bending aids to get lateral suppleness. So the bending aid here to the right is I'm pushing him off my right leg. So number 1 is right leg. I'm moving him into the outside rein. And sometimes when you do this, your horse might fall out. Like you see how he's drifting a little out? That's okay. I'm over bending him and he's drifting a little out. Then once I have that, my outside aids come into play. So my left rein is by the withers and my left leg is behind the girth. I'm going to change when I get to the center line and go to the left. Now I'm getting my left bend. So my left leg is at the girth. I'm pushing him over into the right rein. I kind of sometimes let him drift a little too much outward. And then when I feel him move to the outside, I catch him with my right rein and my right leg. Good boy. Good boy. The way that you can tell if your horse is bending when you're on them is if you can see their inside eyelash. And the most common thing is that horses don't bend to the right. Most horses are hollow on the left side and stiff on the right side. So this is what I see happening all the time when I teach my clinics, is when riders go to the right, they do this, okay? So their horse is looking out and falling in, and then a lot of times the rider's leaning out to the outside like this. So I'm exaggerating a lot here. But if you can see your horse's left eye when you're going to the right, and if you feel like your horse is just leaning to the inside, then what you need to do is you need to put your right leg on, push your horse to the outside rein, turn their nose a little in so they're looking to the inside, and now you have bend around your right leg. So again, we're talking about connection, but you have to go back to the basics, establishing rhythm and tempo. And then number 2 is getting the lateral suppleness, meaning that your horse can bend evenly to the left and to the right. And then a test of connection is transitions. So can you do a transition to the walk and keep the same frame? and then a transition back to the trot and keep the same frame. Because the ability to do transitions and maintain the frame, if you can do that, it's a sign that you have connection, that you have the flow of the energy from the hind leg through the back and into the hand. Boy, good boy, good boy. Transition to the trot. Your seat is also a huge part of connection. You should always consider your rider position. Good boy, trot, trot, trot. There I lost the rhythm. You saw how he kind of started to falter in the trot. Good boy. But so think about this in your next ride. If you're struggling with connection, you have to think about the training scale. And the training scale starts with rhythm first. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Rhythm with energy and tempo, and then suppleness. Lateral suppleness is the ability to bend your horse around your inside leg. Good boy. And a lot of people miss bending their horses. You have to have your horse bending left and right before you can really have true connection. If your horse is super stiff, then I almost always get off and I work on the bend and the suppleness from the ground. That's another really helpful tip. So I hope that this video has given you a little bit of a structure to help you with connection. And that really is the beauty of the training scale, is that the training scale provides a framework where it helps you identify the root cause. Because if you are having trouble with connection, more than likely it's because you don't have the correct energy and tempo, which relates to rhythm, or you don't have the suppleness where your horse is bending evenly left and right. So I hope that this is helpful. Please check out the Training Scale Masterclass because it's really important to understand the theory behind the training and to understand that the training scale is the system that everyone follows in order to train their horses correctly. And if you're missing a piece, then you're not going to be able to have that nice connection with your horse. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.